Welcome, guildmates. This is Elle, and this time I'm going to give you a walkthrough of the things that you can do on your home dashboard. So as always, this bar is where you can visit each page of your template, of your RPG template, and I'm going to walk you through each section of your home dashboard to see what you can do in this page. Okay, so this is a widget, so it's just for fun. So each time you click this, it'll just wake up. So it's just for fun. You can replace this. And this section right here is your quests. You can add anything here. And when you click on this view, you can add a bad habit. But I suggest that you don't use this particular section of your quests because anytime you click on gave in, it will lose you the points that you can see here. Okay, so what I highly recommend in order for you to build your own and boost your own productivity and build upon your good habits, I suggest to use this view instead. So each time you add a good habit here and you complete each of your quests, it will give you the points, or it will reward you the points that you set when you create the quest. Okay, so I'm going to open one of the quest page and see what you can do so that it will contribute to you leveling up and giving more points to your XP, HP, MP, and coins. So let's open up this page right here. Okay, so this is the name, and I usually add a date in the title. So let's open one of the pages of your quests and see what we can do with it. So this is the name of your quest or your task or your habit, and this is the date with the name. So I always highly recommend that you add a date with the title of your quest so that each time you add it to your journal, you can easily search by the quest entry using the date already instead of the name. All right, especially if you're going to add a particular habit. For example, if you're going to repeat a good habit and you want to do it every day, so instead of just typing in the name of the good habit, so since it will come up with different pages, and you want to search for a specific date or specific entry, then you will be able to search for it using the specific date instead of the name. Okay, so this is the time that you generated the habit or the task or the quest, and these are the buttons that you will use whenever you want to complete the good habit, and this is the button that you will use if you gave in to a bad habit. Okay, so this entry or this section under required input, I suggest that you fill in all of the fields here. For example, it's required for you to categorize this as a good or a bad habit. Each time you pick a bad habit, okay, and you give into it, it means you lose the points that you set here. Okay, so whenever you create a good habit, it actually depends upon you on what kind of rewards that you want to reward yourself each time you complete a quest, a task, or a habit. And but whenever it comes to bad habits, if you really truly want to avoid doing those habits or giving into those bad habits, I suggest that you double the points of the figures that you will put here under XP, HP, MP, and coins. This way, it will prevent you from giving into bad habits that often. Okay, I mean, it won't totally deter you from giving into those bad habits, but it may lessen the instances in which you gave in to those bad habits. Okay, so it hopefully it will help you from giving in too much to temptation, as you know. So yeah, and this particular field here, you can just choose any of these life areas. So I divided it into four. So lifestyle, luxury, livelihood, and leisure. So any lifestyle habit is related to your health habits, anything to do with your mental health, your emotional health, physical health, anything that has to do with your habits, and basically anything to do with your life. Okay, that doesn't really earn you much dough. So it has something to do with your productivity as well. And for luxury, anything that has something to do with your wishes, basically. Anything that has something to do with wanting to earn more, I guess. And livelihood has something to do with your work, your business, your career, anything that will earn you money in real life. Okay, so leisure tasks, it has something to do with your hobbies, like reading, journaling, watching series or movies, reading, gaming, anything that will boost your mental well-being. Okay, so it's always a must that you choose any of the life areas, okay, so that it will count the points towards those life area that you choose. So you can only choose one, and then for the required input here, you can choose to put in any figure that you want. So let's collapse this, and then under optional input, you can choose the streak. Anytime you complete a habit, a good habit, or a task or a quest, and then you choose a streak here, so this is filled in, it will count as a streak in that particular streak. So it will be counted, even if it's a bad habit. If you complete or gave into that bad habit, it will also show in your profile page. Okay, so it will show that you've done or you've given into a particular bad habit. And whenever you complete a good habit or a good quest, it will also show you how many times you've done that particular quest in a month, or in six months, I guess, or in a quarter or in a year. All right, so notes and related links, you can basically put anything in here. um, yeah, and then for upgrading skill and stat, you can put in more than one skill or more than one trait in here. So what it means is each time you complete a quest, a habit, or a task, and then this field is filled in, it will count towards that skill or that stat. So it will be like each quest, each task, each habit, it will be like one skill point or one trait point. That will be the count towards that particular skill or trait. So um, if those adds up, it will contribute to leveling up that skill and trait, and ultimately will earn you more experience or XP points and coins as well. Okay, so you can choose more than one, and then doing quests with, you can also do or choose more than one character. So each time you complete this particular quest or task or habit, it will add one affinity point to the character that you chose to pick in here. So even if you pick more than one character, so it will count as one affinity point towards those two characters. So it will be one for each character. Okay. And then for the livelihood input, each of the fields here will count towards your basically your career or your business or your work. So if you want to count this quest or work task to a particular project, it will count as a basically a milestone towards that particular project. So, and then if you want to connect this task to your journal, like for example, you wanted to each journal entry, you want to count the percentage of how many tasks or quests or habits you've completed in every day. So you just have to add this task towards a journal entry, and then it will count towards the progress bar of that journal entry. Okay, so like the project field, it's also the same with your client field. So if you want to connect this task or this work request towards your client, you can add the client here. Okay, and then you can choose to categorize what kind of task or work quest this is, whether it's a business, career, home, school, social media, or fantasy quest. Okay, task due, this is basically the deadline for your quest. It can be a different time or different date than your time fields right here at the top. It can be different to here, or it can be the same. Okay, it depends on you. And I highly suggest not to click on this particular button if you want to boost your productivity, or if you want to build your discipline, and if you want to build your skills, or I guess multitasking ability, I guess. But again, it's not, it's no pressure. It's not really required. But whenever you click on this, know that it will also lose points. Okay, so it's basically the same as giving in to a bad habit. So whenever you click on postpone task, it will also lose you the points that you set for this particular quest. Okay, so that's it for your quest. Under the no action needed, you don't really need to do anything in here unless you want to, like, I guess, study each of the formulas and how each field work. But you don't, again, like the section requires, it doesn't really require you to do anything on these fields. Okay, so I highly suggest not to, edit anything in here unless it's absolutely required. Okay, and if you already know how Notion works, or if you've already figured out how formulas, how databases work. So yeah, that's it for your quest. And then I'm going to show you each of the databases here under your home board. So each of the buttons here will be about each of the aspects of your home life, like for example cooking, adding recipes, adding stock to your pantry, adding skincare or medicine to your health and beauty kit, keeping track of your healthcare appointments, even going to the gym or going to your salon. It's more than just going to the doctor or the clinic. So let's start with cooking or planning your meals for the week or even for the day. So as you can see, this is your meal planner. And the daily menu template is set to repeat every day, which you can change totally. And then you can create special occasion menu under all special occasions right here. And then you can just add special occasion whenever you so require. Okay, so this is the today's menu. So for example, we just add a page here. And this is how it looks like. So it's simple enough. You just add any of the existing recipes here, or you can add a new one from this. You can add lunch, you can add dinner, and you can add snacks. Okay, here's the unique thing about this. So whenever you add any recipes here, and if it lacks any recipe that you may need to cook or plan for that particular meal, it will show in here. It has an indicator in here of the things that you still need to buy. Okay, so yeah, it will show in this particular gallery view. It will show under here. Okay, under this green line right here, you will know what ingredients you still need to plan for the meals here. Okay, so that's it for your meal planner. And for your cookbook, this is where you can add all the recipes that you wanted to give a try, or you want to learn, or you want to cook, or you wanted to add to your meal planner. So as you can see here, there's also an indicator of missing ingredients right here. So you don't have these ingredients, for example. So it means that each time you add this particular recipe and you don't have this particular ingredient, it will show an indicator of this one. And then if you don't have ingredients added to this particular recipe yet, because you don't have plans of cooking it yet in your, or including it in your meal planner, this is the indicator, no ingredients added. So let's go ahead and open one of the recipe pages. So all of these fields are basically self-explanatory. You can fill in or most, if not all, of the fields here. So I guess if you want to add this any of the meals to your meal planner, and you wanted to keep track if you have ingredients for this particular recipe before cooking it, I suggest that you use this particular section, search available ingredients here, and you use this magnifying icon right here to search for ingredients. Okay, so each time you wanted to look for an ingredient, if you see this one, if you see this, if this is checked, it means you have this in your pantry. Of course, if you don't have it, it means it's not checked. Okay, so basically this is the used, or the total number of quantity that you have used, or you're going to use, or you're planning to use in your recipes. Okay, so this is the unit, and this is the ingredient name. Okay, so you just add the ingredients here, and you'll be able to know if it's already available or not in the first glance. So of course, these is the instructions. Most of these are already self-explanatory. For this one, tip or hack, you can check this one and you can view it easily in your, or you can add it as another view in your home dashboard, that each time you learn something in your recipe, you can add it here, and then you can just filter these properties, this property, if you want to look for tips or hacks. So you don't have to look for it online each and every time you want to cook this one. So yeah, you don't really have to do much on this property, unavailable, ingredients needed and missing. Okay, and then on this section, you'll be able to edit the fields here. So this is the available. So each time you wanted to have it in stock, I guess you wanted to check this, and you also if you already don't have it, you can just leave it unchecked. And then when you go grocery shopping, you can edit the available quantity in here. Okay, so you can filter this one according to which recipe this is included from. So yeah, and then this is the nutrition facts. You can edit this as you wish. Okay, and then whenever you want to add a recipe, okay, I suggest that instead of using this one, this field here, this search available ingredients here, you can include the ingredients in here in the text version instead of the database version. Okay, why? Because each time you add this one, okay, let's collapse this one. The used field here, it doesn't necessarily mean that this is the quantity that you need for this particular recipe. So for example, you need like only 1 liter of this particular ingredient. However, you're using 1 liter for another recipe. So in total, you're using 2 liters of this particular ingredient. So that's why this is also vital for you to use. So the text version of the ingredients right here, and then checking if you have that particular ingredient right here. Okay, so hopefully that's easy enough to understand, and you'll be able to get the hang of it once you use it. And this is your ingredients list or your pantry. So let's see what we have here. So this is the price list of each. Most of these are self explanatory. And then the remaining quantity here is a formula, so you don't have to edit this actually. You can edit this one, the available and the used. So each time you edit this, the remaining property will automatically be updated. Okay, so as you can see here, there is a detailed instruction right here at the top. And as you can see, um, it explains what the available is, the use, and the unit. So for example, for a more organized pantry, use only one unit of measurement across all recipes. So for example, you have like a cookie recipe and it's using grams of flour. However, for another recipe, it's using cups of flour. So instead of using different grams or unit of measurement, I prefer or I highly suggest that you just use to only one unit. Why? Because it will give you a more organized grocery list. So unless you wanted to have or unless you won't really be confused of using, or I guess figuring out how much you need to shop when you go grocery shopping. For example, this ingredient 4, you're using kilogram. However, in another recipe, sorry, for example, you wanted to shop for ingredient 4, and you need like a kilogram, 8 kilograms of this ingredient. However, for the same ingredient, you wanted to shop for like cups of this ingredient instead of kilogram as the unit, then you can just, I guess, estimate the how much you need to shop for this particular ingredient. This is to help you save up money instead of, buying bulks of ingredients and then finding out that you don't really need this much ingredient in the first place. So, yeah, that is the purpose of this ingredient, or this instruction. So, but again, it's totally up to you if you wanted to use like more than one unit of measurement for one ingredient or for the same ingredient. This will also help you figure out how much you need in total for your grocery shopping. So this will be more helpful when it comes to finding out the exact money you need to buy when you go grocery shopping. So yeah, hopefully that makes sense. So that's for your organized pantry list. Okay, and there is another link here, unit converter. So if you're going to use 1 unit of measurement, this is very much highly recommended for you to use. Okay, so that's it for your pantry. And then let's go ahead and use your health and beauty kit. So again, this is for your skincare, makeup, meds, supplements, and other products that will boost your beauty and health. Okay, so for example, for any type of capsule or pills, anything that has a number or numerical figure for a quantity, you can use this one, this stock, or this gallery view. So each time you click on take one, this indicator will be automatically updated. And if you have a date that you are supposed to take your supplement or your medicine, and then you have to take it again tomorrow, as long as the dates are filled, okay, and you click on this button, it will add another day to those dates. So let's go ahead and open this one. So again, most of these are self-explanatory. And if you've run out of stock of this particular product and you wanted to add it to your grocery shopping, you can just click on this. Okay, it will open up another, or it will add another entry to your pantry list, so that you won't forget what to buy and that you have to buy this particular product. So again, these are pretty much explanatory, and the dates I was talking about earlier refers to these dates. So you don't have to use all of these fields. You can just use, like, for example, you're supposed to take your meds like just once a day. You can just add one date, and you can use this particular function so that it will pop up a reminder either on your phone or on your desktop. So if you have Notion installed on your mobile, it will give you another reminder. Okay, and then each time you schedule again tomorrow, it will add another day to those dates that you filled in. Okay, so yeah, that's it for your beauty kit. And then for your appointments, okay, so this is where each time you complete an appointment, you can gain points and coins. Okay, so you can just add new appointments easily, and as you can see, you can choose health clinic, gym, beauty spa salon, OB/GYN hospital. So the reason why I gamified this particular database in your home dashboard is I know how it can also be challenging for you to fulfill, like a good habit, like for example going to the gym, having a workout, and basically taking care of yourself, you know. So I added points. So each time you complete an appointment, you will be able to gain these particular points each time you complete or click on done. Okay. And yeah, again, most of these are already pretty explanatory. And whenever you wanted to add a prescription med, you can add it here. Okay. You can add any of the existing, or you can add a new one as you type one. Like for example, lotion. I guess you can just add new lotion in the health and beauty kit. Okay. So yeah, that's it for your appointments, healthcare appointments. Let's move ahead to your mood calendar. So this is how it looks like when you religiously use your mood calendar. So all you have to do is just click on this, okay? And then when you click on it, now you can choose from the mood. So you just click on this, and then you can choose from any of these moods right here, okay? So, and then it will add a color here in the date that you created a new entry from. So that's it for your mood calendar. And then under your quick actions, you can add recipe, pantry stock, skincare product, medicine, any health and beauty kit product, okay? And any appointments, you can add it here. For your brain dump section, this is synced to your mobile page, mobile dedicated page. Anything that you add here will also be added to your mobile version. All right. And this is basically a special date section. This is related to your meal planner. Anytime you add a special occasion, it will show you an indication of how many days you have before the special occasion. Now, you can use this for another purpose, which is like, for example, you wanted to plan for the special occasions, or you wanted to plan meals for this date. So you can use the same functions as I told you earlier. Okay, so, and yeah, that's it for your home page or your home dashboard. I really hope that you'll be able to use this or maximize this to your own satisfaction, so that your productivity can be boosted or improved. And anything that has something to do with your home lifestyle can be, done with a little bit more fun, and it won't really feel so tedious or boring. So hopefully this will make it more feel like an adventure instead of, another boring chore or another boring task. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this home dashboard walkthrough, and I'm going to see you again on our next video. Bye.